Bugs crashing your pack's party? Whether they've got paws or sneakers, your pack deserves a home that's protected from pests. That's where Wondercide comes in. Plant-powered protection made with steam-distilled natural essential oils that actually work. It kills and repels fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, and ants without questionable ingredients or overpowering smells. Safe to use around kids and pets when used as directed, lab-proven to work fast, and proudly made in the USA. We offer sprays for pets, people, homes, and yards. Plus, spot-on treatments, collars, and even shampoos. Whatever your pack needs, we've got it covered. Founded by a pet parent looking for a better way to protect her dog Luna, Wondercide's now protected over 21 million lives and counting. You might have even seen us on Shark Tank. Go to Wondercide.com and use code WONDER20 for 20% off your first order. That's WONDER20 at Wondercide.com. Wondercide. Protect your pack with plant-powered Wondercide today.
Hello, filthy movie lovers. My name is Gentry Austin.
And I'm Casey Scott.
And we're the hosts of the Sin Syndicate, film podcast for something weirdos, anti-criterion bros, and Joseph Sarno aficionados. Join us semi-weekly as we peer into the adults-only theaters and sticky-floored cinemas of the golden age of sexploitation, when the morals were loose, the laws were murky, and the intercourse was all simulated. Find us now on the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Welcome to the 200th episode of the Kulturecast. We made it, folks. MLG air horn incoming. We made it, folks. It's here. It happened. I am joined today by my co-host, Mr. Eric Niss.
What's up?
And good friend of the Kulturecast and the host, the main host of the projection booth and the Kolchak tapes, Mr. Mike White.
Hello.
Good morning.
Oh no. How are you?
So it begins. And we're here to talk about our first film of Apocalypse Movie Month, the Arnold Schwarzenegger classic, End of Days.
I don't think classic is the right word. I think epic is the right word.
Genre-defining film. It really defines the Arnold Schwarzenegger fighting the devil genre. Oh, God.
Oh my God, I wish that was a genre. I wish that every movie with the devil in it had Arnold Schwarzenegger fighting him.
I mean, it would probably be, The Seventh Seal maybe would be better if Arnold Schwarzenegger shows up and just starts fighting with death because he thinks that death is Satan for some reason. And he just picks him up and shoots him. That'd be pretty great.
What if it is a thing and it's just like a Where's Waldo and he actually is in every movie, but it's just sometimes he just doesn't get there fast enough and somebody else beats Satan before he can.
Oh my God.
It's a conspiracy, dude, and I want it to be real
the new meta theory of films. Arnold Schwarzenegger is in every movie. He just doesn't get there fast enough. He's in Star Wars. He's just on a spaceship trying to get there, and he can't kill Darth Vader fast enough.
He went to Bespin and Lightspeed fixed, and it just didn't work.
Oh my God. This might be the greatest theory ever.
Theory confirmed.
Ever put forward. Oh shit.
I'm convinced that End of Days is a sidequel to Stigmata, which also has Gabriel Byrne, and this one is Patricia Arquette as the Robin Tunney role, basically.
Yeah, it's so weird because Gabriel Byrne is just doing weird late 90s, early 2000s devil weird religious films.
And what's he doing now?
He was in that Showtime show In Treatment, I think. Was that HBO? And that was supposedly really good, but it was only for 3 seasons. So Well, let's talk about End of Days, because I feel like we're going to have more than enough to talk about and rag on and probably poke a little bit of fun at. Film came out in 1999. It is directed by Peter Hyams, stars Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Robin Tunney. The IMDb synopsis for the film is, at the end of the century, Satan visits New York in search of a bride. It's up to an ex-cop who now runs an elite security outfit to stop him.
December 31st, 1999. The end of a century. The end of a millennium. The beginning of the end.
He's coming for you, Christine. Can you see him?
Who are you? How do you know my name?
He's gonna find you, Christine.
Get down on the ground!
You don't know what you've done!
You said here the guy spoke to you.
Yeah, so what?
The guy doesn't have a tongue.
Listen to this. I've seen the earth laid to waste. Take it easy. We're the good guys.
They tried to kill me. Why?
She's been chosen.
Chosen for what?
If the Dark Angel consummates your flesh with his human body before midnight on New Year's Eve, then he unlocks the gate of hell.
I've come for my wife, Christine.
May God forgive us!
Let her go.
How can you expect to defeat me when I am forever and you are just a man?
The three of us had seen this film before, starting with you, Mike, coming back to it, watching it for the first time in a while, because I don't think you watch this movie with any frequency. What'd you think of the film?
Once a month is usually when I come back.
Every other week, obviously.
Yeah. Huge fan. Yeah, I saw this one theatrically when it came out, and I mostly saw it for Rod Steiger, the line in the trailer of, "It's another world out there!" And I was just like, yeah, okay, I'll take Rod Steiger. After he had been so amazing in The Specialist with Sylvester Stallone and James Wood, I just really had to get more later Rod Steiger in my diet. So this was perfect for that.
Does it make you sad to know that this was like one of his last films?
Yes and no. I mean, he was pretty much kind of whoring himself out towards the end of his days. So yeah,
I dance on your grave. Doo-doo-doo-doo. You were whoring yourself out. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Good Lord.
I mean, you have to pay the bill somehow. So, but yeah, this was not. I mean, I generally like Peter Hyams films a lot, and I generally like Arnold Schwarzenegger films quite a bit. He didn't necessarily come back from his heart surgery in full form, let's say, and I kind of like the idea of him in this one as this, security guard / cop type character. And I liked the idea of it, but I don't think that they executed it very well. And I thought that the hackneyed dialogue kind of did this one in.
What about you, Eric?
I mean, to put it mildly, this movie is abject garbage.
That's mildly.
It's really bad. It's like, I don't know, man. I mean, I said it earlier. Kind of the first things that I said when we started the Skype call was, this is like one of the worst movies I've seen in a while. And that's saying something. Like, I watch a lot of shitty movies. And like a lot of Arnold movies, like, they're not the best movies, but they're like fun. You're like, oh, this movie is like, it's not going to fucking win any Oscars. Like, I'm not going to watch it every week, but it's still cool to watch every once in a while because it's Arnold and it's a fun movie. This movie's not even fun. It's just like, it's really confusing. And Mike, you're right. The dialogue is awful. Like the whole movie.
Hey, this is Jason Kleberg from the Force 5 podcast, a show that forces a guest to come up with a movie-themed top 5 list topic, and then we reveal our picks on air. Top 5 heist films, top 5 tearjerkers, top 5 movie dogs. Every show you'll be asking yourself, what would be on my list? Guests include directors, screenwriters, actors, podcasters, musicians, authors, and even a professional wrestler. Subscribe to the Force 5 podcast, and you won't just be a listener, you'll be a list nerd. The Force 5 podcast, available wherever you're listening now.
They don't explain really anything, and there's lots of really strange plot conveniences to move the story along and explain why what's happening is happening. And I don't know, this movie feels like it was thrown together. I don't know, they had this cool idea and then they were like, all right, let's fucking do it. And they didn't figure out how they were going to do it before they started filming. They were just making it up on the day.
Wouldn't it be cool if Arnold Schwarzenegger fought the devil?
I'm
that's
sure
that's the pitch, right? Right?
Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger fights the devil, and it happens right before midnight on 1999, right before the whole world ends because of fucking
Y2K.
Yeah, Y2K.
All about the Y2K hysteria that was going on. And I mean, there were so many disaster movies that were coming out around this time, and so many just, the world's going to end. And yeah, it didn't. So sorry.
Yeah.
This movie is fucking trash. And I don't say that very often anymore because I know people worked on the movie and people spent time to create this. But how do you take Schwarzenegger and put him in a film that is this is not a Schwarzenegger film. And he did that film 2 years ago, Maggie, where it's like a drama where he's got a daughter and she's a zombie. I didn't see that one either because, and this is going to sound a little, I don't know, maybe callous or misguided, but I don't really know if I want to see Arnold in anything that's not an action movie. Because
I never saw Maggie. Was that any good? Did you see it?
I mean, I heard middle of the road reviews, but ultimately Schwarzenegger's career is about him being a larger than life action star, right? Yeah. There's not a question of that. So when they've tried to put him in other stuff, it just doesn't work very well, a la Jingle All the Way, which
Jingle All the Way is fantastic.
I mean, it's an amazing movie.
Don't you dare talk shit on Jingle All the Way.
But it's not amazing because it's a good movie. It's amazing because they're trying to give Arnold comedic timing, and it is atrocious. And then he's up against Sinbad. So when you look at a film like End of Days, you have this kind of somber film that almost, if you take the action parts out, they don't do anything for the film, right? The whole scene where he's chasing the guy on the roof, dangling from the helicopter, that almost didn't even need to be there.
Yeah.
If you look at who was originally supposed to be cast in this film on top of everything else, it was originally supposed to be Tom Cruise as the Schwarzenegger character.
I don't know if it was my copy or not, but did you guys have trouble seeing some of the action that was going on?
Because the film looked like it was filmed in a pitch black room?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's a complaint with this film, and that's a complaint that Schwarzenegger himself even had after the film came out, was that it was a very poorly lit film. And yeah.
I think this movie was it was trying to be, I don't know, it was it just seemed like it pulled from so many different movies that it was trying to be. It was trying to be an action-y Schwarzenegger movie, but it was also trying to be Seven. And it was also trying to be this sort of Rosemary's Baby, satanic cult type of shit where you're just what? Is everybody in on it? This is crazy. And it just never came together. It was all just a mishmash of these ideas. It's just let's just throw all this shit in a bucket and hope to God that it fucking congeals. And it's just garbage.
Well, it congealed into a big stinky mess.
Yeah, it congealed into a big fucking steaming turd.
Like you mentioned, Mike, you have Peter Hyams who directed the film. I haven't seen many of his other films other than A Sound of Thunder.
Which is one of the worst movies ever made.
Yeah, which is another film that someday we'll probably talk about because it is a just astounding film.
Oh, God, yeah, it is. That one is a steaming turd.
Yeah.
That is so bad. Well, okay, so if you want to talk about good Peter Hyams, I mean, Time Cop is probably the best Jean-Claude Van Damme film, at least in my mind. Things like Outland with Sean Connery. That was so good. I love Running Scared, the one that he did with Billy Crystal and Gregory Hines. So yeah, he's done some great ones, and I even love 2010, the year we make contact. But I have to say, over the last few years, like The Relic, I had the same complaint about not being able to see what the hell was going on in The Relic.
Yeah, it's terrible. The lighting in that movie is the worst. It's even worse than this movie.
Which is bad because he's his own DP, and sometimes I think he needs to actually hire a DP sometimes.
You think he does?
I sometimes wonder if like he lived in a cave for a while, and so like light bothers him. It's just like, I need to darken the scene a little bit.
Yeah, he just has amazing eyesight, and so like he sees all.
Peter Hyams is a bat. You mentioned The Relic. I really don't like The Relic, and the reason I don't like it is because Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child's books, those are my favorite authors, so I'm automatically biased about how much I hate that movie, because I really hate that movie. It is a terrible adaptation of a book that is a really well written book. And you guys are right. It's worsely lit than this film. And this film is in like the top 5% of films that are the worst lit films I've ever seen.
Well, and I have to say that Penelope Ann Miller in the Relic just isn't able to pull it off. And I have to say the same complaint about Robin Tunney. I mean, I've not been a fan of Robin Tunney. Yes, I watched all of the many, many seasons of The Mentalist, but ever since, she was okay in The Craft, but I'm trying to remember the one, was it Empire Records where she shaved her head? I mean, she just never has the gravitas. And in this one, she just has that big Zooey Deschanel look going on, but she can't even pull off Zooey Deschanel. I mean, she's a worse actress in this movie than Zooey Deschanel. So do with that as you will.
What about the fact that she was an Encino Man, Mike?
Oh, well, that just propels her right to the top of the list of brilliant thespians.
She wouldn't piss on your gums if your teeth were on fire. Encino Man is amazing. We should have just talked about Encino Man instead of End of Days. Come on. Brendan Fraser is a caveman who then makes a cameo in another Pauly Shore film, Son-in-Law. Look it up. Connected Universe.
And
no, dude.
Eventually, Arnold Schwarzenegger would have shown up.
To save the world. God. Schwarzenegger shows up. There's a caveman here. Kill him. Oh,
yeah, this was a bad run for Arnold because, like I said, he had the heart surgery apparently right after Batman and Robin.
Oh,
Batman and Robin, bad. End of Days, bad. 6th Day, not a big fan either. Collateral Damage was after this, and I think Collateral Damage was one of those, this could be a Die Hard movie, but we're not really sure, so it's just kind of a nothing movie. So he hasn't been, and then after that it was like Terminator 3. I mean, the guy hasn't had a break in a while.
And then he went and became governor, and then he stopped making movies for 5 years.
Mm-hmm. I think the last really good Arnold movie I saw, I'm not a big fan of the Expendables films, but I did like The Last Stand quite a bit.
See, I haven't seen that, but I really wanted to because I'm a huge fan of Johnny Knoxville on screen.
Yeah, I would say watch that one, and I actually liked The Escape Plan quite a bit too.
Is that him and Stallone, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty cool movie.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what Schwarzenegger was thinking, because you have True Lies in 94, which is arguably, you could make the case that that's one of Arnold's best. If not, it's Arnold's best film, True Lies.
Oh, God, I hate that movie.
Really?
It is so anti-Arabic. Yeah, that is just one of the most racist films ever to me.
It's action movie stupidity, so I kind of give it a pass. You know what I mean? I understand not liking it, but it's like action movie stupidity, so.
Yeah. I don't know. Can't we just go back to a time like the 90s when you could make movies that were pretty racist and nobody said anything about it?
Don't worry, we'll get there again.
It's coming back. Well,
racism is back in style.
So what is your I'll ask both of you. So Mike, what is your favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger film? You can only pick one, mind you. You can't say like, well, his comedies obviously Jingle All the Way is my favorite.
Well, I'll say obviously. That the Schwarzeneggers I go back to the most are his sci-fi films, and I have to say Total Recall is probably the one that I go back to the most.
So that's what you're going to go with, Total Recall?
Yeah, I was thinking Running Man for a little bit, but I think Total Recall is where it's at.
What about you, Eric?
Yeah, Total Recall all the way. That's the Schwarzenegger movie. If somebody was like, oh, fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm like, Total Recall? Are we going to watch it?
I mean, he was made for Conan the Barbarian, but he pulls off, and I think Verhoeven has something to do with why I like Total Recall so much, and all of the, Michael Ironside and Ronnie Cox and everybody else involved in that film. So, but yeah, that's the movie I go back to the most. That's the one that if it's on television, I will stop on that channel and just watch it from whatever point it's at.
What have you been feeding these things? Blondes? Oh, God. Total Recall's amazing. Arnold Schwarzenegger, his sci-fi films definitely for me are like the standouts. I feel like people always forget that he's in Predator.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why, but like people always forget that he's in Predator.
Yeah.
For me, I go with Commando more than Predator.
Oh, well, Commando's hilarious. There's so much good shit in Commando.
Let off some steam, Bennett.
I lied. He drops David Patrick Kelly to his death. Good Lord.
What happened to Sully? I had to let him go.
Oh, my God. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger is like the king of action one-liners. Like, yeah, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker is great, but he can, like, Bruce Willis can only say that so many times. But Arnold has, like, so many good one-liners over essentially every movie that he's in. Even End of Days has good one-liners. For me, I think, I know that this is probably not... I know that this movie is not a favorite of a lot of Arnold Schwarzenegger fans, but I really like Last Action Hero as my favorite Arnold. And I know, Mike, you're the one who doesn't like that movie, right?
I am the one who doesn't like that movie.
Okay, because I remember I was like, I'm pretty sure someone I know, like, absolutely cannot stand that film.
That I did 2 episodes on the projection booth about how much I hate that movie. Yeah.
I mean, I understand I really understand not liking it, but at the same time, for me, it just like encapsulates everything that I remember, like as like a kid in the 90s growing up.
Yeah, it's like it's if I had to pick like childhood Schwarzenegger movie versus like me as an adult Schwarzenegger movie, childhood would be The Last Action Hero for sure.
Plus, I also feel like it was a relatively novel concept at the time that it hasn't been done again particularly well, and you could make the argument, and I'm sure Mike would, that Last Action Hero wasn't done particularly well either. So, but that for me is, and it's got Tom Noonan, Charles Dance. It's a great. I don't know, but I understand not liking it. It's definitely it's kind of a polarizing film from some other people I've talked to as well. I do find it funny though. You talked about Verhoeven, Mike, and Paul Verhoeven, having something to do with Total Recall being your favorite Arnold film. Andrew Marlowe, who worked with Verhoeven on Hollow Man, wrote the script for this film.
I don't know. Like, it's never fair to say that a screenwriter just absolutely sucks, because there's so many things that go on when it comes to screenwriting. Like the what has he ghost written? What has he written that hasn't been produced? Is he sitting on top of 30 scripts that are just absolutely magical that no one will pick up? But the movies of his that have been picked up and made, I mean, Air Force One to me is garbage. End of Days, not a big fan. Hollow Man, I think I will watch Showgirls any day of the week before I watch Hollow Man. I'm just talk about the most rapey movie out there.
Most rapey? And it has the most uncomfortable rape scene I've ever seen.
Oh, God, so bad. And then I'm curious because he's been attached to the Nick Fury movie, and I'm wondering if they're going to like get rid of Samuel L. Jackson and bring back David Hasselhoff. I think that would probably make a good Nick Fury movie, but with Marlowe behind it, I'm not sure.
And he also created your favorite TV show, Mike.
Castle, which he worked on for, I think he was there almost the entire time. I really liked Castle the first few seasons, and then after that, it was that moonlighting syndrome. As soon as the two characters got together, forget about it. Just terrible stuff.
It ruins every single TV show in that.
Oh,
happens.
yeah.
So
Castle, so many things.
X-Files. Yeah. But X-Files was already bad when they got together anyways. So.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oops.
I'll say this much about End of Days. It's a 2-hour film. It feels like a 3-hour film. It drags, and there's so much just like establishing shots or Arnold and Kevin Pollak who, man, talk about two actors that have no on-screen chemistry together.
None at all.
God.
And I mean, Arnold and Kevin Pollak have no on-screen chemistry. Arnold and Robin Tunney have no on-screen chemistry. I know that they never played up Schwarzenegger and Robin Tunney as love interests, and I'm thankful for that because that wouldn't have worked any more than it did with them just talking to one another anyways.
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger's interactions with everyone other than Gabriel Byrne in this film fall completely flat.
And Gabriel Byrne, it doesn't feel like he... Well, I like some of the stuff that he's doing. I like when they have their confrontations, but the rest of the time, it's just like that weird sex scene with Udo Kier's wife and daughter and stuff. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? This is just bizarre. It just reminded me of like, what was it? The Devil's, the one with Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves.
He's an absentee landlord. Yeah. The Devil's Advocate. That movie is amazing.
I love that movie.
Can I tell you what movie I'd much rather be watching than End of Days is Constantine.
Any movie?
Yeah, pretty much.
But Constantine is a good movie.
Constantine is a good movie.
Yeah.
And I mean, that relationship between Keanu Reeves and the woman in Constantine, I mean, that works. Rachel Weisz works so much better than any relationship in here. His relationship, even with Taylor Pruitt-Vince, is better than Arnold's relationship with anybody in this movie. It's just like, come on, give me something. And in this one, we're supposed to have such a strong antagonist. We're going up against Satan himself, but who cares?
I do find it funny that Satan is like supposed to be like a rich white guy, the man. Yeah. Like he's the man. Like, oh, come on. Don't.
He's a Wall Street. They say it a bunch of times in the movie. He's a Wall Street douchebag. He's like, oh, who are we protecting today? Some Wall Street douchebag.
Right.
Like what?
And we've seen Wall Street douchebags. I mean, our country's being run by a Wall Street douchebag. You can do a lot worse than Gabriel Byrne in this.
True.
Gabriel Byrne's just we were talking a little bit before the podcast about this, and you said this, Eric. Gabriel Byrne's like the only one who's trying in this film.
True.
But even that, it seems like he phoned it in kind of like in a few sections where I'm just kind of like, you just kind of showed up and just like did your thing and like didn't really ask anybody for their opinion or feedback. You just like showed up, did your deal, and then fucking bounced. That's like probably what his shooting schedule looked like.
And to be fair, when all he does is either he walks around getting establishing shots of him in New York, or he like looks at somebody and is like, "Oh, cool shirt,"
right?
And then he kills him, or he has like one good interaction with Schwarzenegger, and that's it. Like the best heroes and villains should be able to play off of one another. And in other Arnold films, like with Ronnie Cox in Total Recall, or the guy who looks like Freddie Mercury in Commando, I never remember that actor's name. They always have like a really good interaction with one another. Like they play off of one another really well. And then in this film, you get that one scene that establishes this idea that, okay, he's tempting Arnold's character and that this is going somewhere interesting. And then nothing comes of it.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't believe for a second that Arnold's going to be like, yeah, give me my kids back. Like, no, you never believe that for a second.
On top of everything else, they throw in a bunch of CGI in this movie that is god awful.
You mean you don't like the fact that the devil is just like a weird translucent creature that looks just like CGI? Like it looks like just like CGI garbage. Someone was just like, hey, CGI, just throw it on screen.
It just makes me appreciate the Balrog from Fellowship of the Ring so much more.
Right? It's like
it makes me appreciate everything so much
more.
Like you could look back. I always reference Jurassic Park when we talk about CGI because Jurassic Park, The CGI is fucking amazing. It's still awesome, like, to this day.
It is the gold standard. I see movies
that come out that the CGI, it's like huge budget movies, and the CGI is shittier than Jurassic Park. And I'm like, dude, Jurassic Park came out like 20 some odd years ago, and you still can't fucking, like, do better CGI than Jurassic Park. Like, I'm amazed by that.
The CGI in this movie is as bad as Spawn.
Oh, yeah. But Spawn's a better movie.
Spawn is a better movie because Spawn is entertaining.
Spawn actually has a real villain in it.
Right? John Leguizamo eating maggots in the back alley somewhere. This film tops that film in level of grossness with what is the most disgusting thing a character has ever eaten on screen other than in Solo when they eat their own shit. Arnold Schwarzenegger mixing, and I counted all the things. So let me get this right. So he puts in a cup of coffee, a piece of pizza from the ground, some sort of liquor from a glass. I think it might be beer, Pepto-Bismol, and then he dumps 2 boxes of nondescript Chinese food into a blender
and just blends it up
and drinks it.
God, he's such a legend.
Like.
This is better than a protein shake.
I was trying to figure out like what that was supposed to show, that he's like, I don't give a shit anymore, I guess.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate hangover cure, dude.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah. Well, he just was about to commit suicide and, couldn't bring himself to do that. So I guess this is the second best thing is let's eat this weird shit.
Drink this. Like I'm you know what I'm really curious about? My one question walking away from this film, did he actually drink that drink?
I know
it looked like he drank it.
Yeah, Stallone used to drink the raw eggs in Rocky, so I'm curious. Yeah,
raw eggs are one thing. That's just horrifying. Like mixed up like Chinese food and like ground pizza.
And I love how he tries to hand it to the other guy, and he's like, "You want some?" And the guy's like, "No, I'm good."
Nah, man, I know about that.
He's like, "I already ate, thanks."
And they make Arnold Schwarzenegger's character look like just like he does. If we're talking films that are good with Arnold, this is the antithesis because it's so un-Arnold in his performance. He gets his ass whooped by Miriam Margolyes.
Well, the thing is, I used to say this going back to Total Recall. I used to always say that I'd be curious to see Total Recall with somebody who wasn't a superhuman like Arnold, because that's the whole thing of Total Recall is like, hey, you're this, let's say, meek, mild-mannered guy, but really you are this secret agent from Mars and doing all this kind of stuff. Putting Arnold in that role sometimes felt like a false note to me of like, well, maybe he should have been someone who didn't look like Arnold Schwarzenegger and was, more of a normal person. But then you put Colin Farrell in there, who is a normal person, and you can see just how badly it goes in the wrong hands. So I'm okay with Arnold being a superhuman and being in Total Recall as long as it's being directed by the right person and based on the right script. But in this one, in End of Days, him being a superhuman in this one just, again, it doesn't really make sense because, he is getting his ass kicked all the time. And really, like, I don't see why it has to be Arnold, and I don't see why it has to be this superhuman person that is in there, because he feels like he's at the end of the day, he's a douchebag through most of this film. He's just like, oh, whatever. He's a loser, lost his family, all this kind of stuff. And him being Arnold doesn't ever seem to enter into it.
Which makes no sense if you're making a film that has Arnold in it.
Right.
A lot of the stuff about movies that a lot of people that don't really care about movies forget or kind of miss out on is like what this film could have been, right? Like when we did our 100th episode, we talked about Planet of the Apes 2001, a film that they had been trying to make for like almost 30 years, essentially.
Which almost had Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Which almost had Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, yeah. Which, if you think about that movie would have been insane with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And then this film...
Oh my God, it would have been amazing.
This film was almost directed by Sam Raimi and Guillermo del Toro.
Oh my God, that would have made this movie way better.
And Marcus Nispel turned down the film as well. Where he was... well, I was just going to... I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
The 65-page memo of his demands for being on set. Oh, my God. That was a scandal back in the day, I remember. And it was like, who the fuck is this guy? Just at that point, he hadn't done anything. These days, he still, in my opinion, hasn't done anything good. But
well, come on. That Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake in 2003 was really good.
Are you being sarcastic?
I'm being serious. It's one of the few horror movie remakes that's actually decent.
Wow. Yeah, I agree.
Wow. Okay, I'm in the minority on that one.
I mean, he also directed Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
And that movie was bad. I don't know, but again, when Eric and I say it was one of the better remakes, that bar is set practically ground level.
No, it's terrible. Horror movie remakes are legitimately the worst things that ever come out ever. And so to have one that's not the worst thing I've ever seen automatically makes it great in comparison to everything else.
Well, and for me, he's the guy that directed the remake of Conan the Barbarian that was just an abortion.
With Jason Momoa.
Yes.
Future Aquaman. Can't wait. I know you don't like True Lies, Mike, and I don't know how much you read about End of Days, the small, meager amount of trivia there was. Other than Tom Cruise being, the role was written for Tom Cruise, which makes a lot of sense if you look at the way the film is structured and you look at the way Arnold Schwarzenegger's character gets the turds beat out of him by like an old woman at one point. Liv Tyler was the first choice for Robin Tunney's character. Kate Winslet was also supposed to be in the film. And James Cameron is the reason Peter Hyams made this film.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, James Cameron.
This was pre-Avatar, right? So he had already started to fuck with us before Avatar.
You know what? With Avatar, one of these days we're going to do a podcast on that movie.
Oh, God. I'm going to be sick that day.
And I think that my true feelings for that movie will be known, which is it's a shitty movie. So now we don't have to.
Are you an Avatar? Did you get married in blue makeup?
I'm a Na'vi now.
And you guys took your long ponytails and hooked them together when the priest said, I do.
No, he said, gab, 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 yap, 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 deep, deep, deep. Whatever their language is. It probably sounded like that. I don't even remember because I saw that movie once and I refused to watch it ever again.
I want to say that Marcus Nispel did one film that I actually liked, which was called Pathfinder with Carl Urban and Clancy Brown. That one I seem to remember liking a lot, but otherwise, not really impressed.
I don't know if he would have done a better job than Peter Hyams did. I feel like the problems with this movie really don't have a lot to... Well, one of the problems with this movie has to do with Peter Hyams because, we could say, well, he didn't light it very well, but that's his DP. But he is the DP in this film, and he was the DP in The Relic as well. And that film has the same problems that this film does.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the problem with this movie really comes back to casting and the script.
Yeah, I think the only person who was actually cast well was probably Rod Steiger because he actually pulls off that role as the kind of shady church guy who's hiding all, he doesn't do a good job of hiding all the weird stigmatics down in the basement kind of thing. And
someone wandered off of, if someone accidentally went in the wrong room, there's somebody tied to a bed down here.
You would think maybe they'd put it behind a closed and locked door. Maybe, but... I like the idea of the church having all these people that are suddenly being possessed and all these things and that tying into the 1999. But the rest of it, all that stuff around it, that could have been a movie. That could have been like a paranormal investigator, like this priest who's just like, okay, well, this is happening rather than this doofus who just kind of falls into it from this, protecting this guy and this other guy is shooting at him. This priest with Thomas Aquinas. Nobody recognizes the name Thomas Aquinas at all. Whenever he comes in, he's like, "Can you tell me about Thomas Aquinas?" I want him to be like, "Well, yeah, he was this theologian from and just
listen here, Mike. You know too much about real life things. Okay? These people, like you said, they're simple people." Salt of the earth, morons. For anyone who has any, background of historical, biblical, church information, that name is it's a known person. There's who's that?
There's 5 Aquinas high schools around where I grew up. You know the name Thomas Aquinas. The only other thing that I liked about this film, other than Udo Kier, who is flawless in everything that he's in, was Victor Varnado, the albino guy. Because when he's coming up on Robin Tunney in the subway, to me, he totally looked like Richard James, Aphex Twin from the Window Licker video. And I was just like, man, this guy is so fucking freaky looking. And I just kept waiting for Aphex Twin to come on the soundtrack and this turn into a music video.
I forgot that there was this character was in the film. And when I saw it again, I was like, oh my God, what is going on in this movie?
Well, then they kind of fucked it up by having him turn into porcelain and smashing. I would have been like, just have this guy in the background of every scene because he's fucking scary, man.
Just have him be the devil.
Yeah, sure. Why not? If the devil can pass from person to person like that, the John Goodman, Denzel Washington film, go ahead, just pass it around. Pass it around to more people, more than just Gabriel Byrne and Arnold Schwarzenegger at the end. I want to see this jump from person to person to person. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Why don't you do that? I think I just rewrote the movie and made it better.
I think he just wrote that Denzel Washington, John Goodman movie all over again with Arnold.
Time is on my side.
Yes, it is. God, that fucking movie. Good Lord.
What do you know about Vuvuzela? Yeah.
Nah, man, this movie, it needed to pick a direction to go in and then stick with it. It went, I mean, like I said at the beginning, it kind of took from a bunch of different movies that had cool ideas, and it tried to use all of them. And it needed to just pick one and just go with it. Yeah, if they would have made this movie like a really creepy, like, I don't know, just like what's that movie with fucking Johnny Depp where he's looking for that
The
book?
Ninth Gate.
Yes.
The Ninth Gate. I love that movie. If they would have made this movie more like The Ninth Gate or like Rosemary's Baby, where it's like a real satanic cult, like slow burn movie, or they would have just gone like full on like Seven with it and just make it this like really crazy like body horror type of thing, or just fucking make it a fucking straight up action movie where at the end Arnold doesn't get like possessed by the giant demon Satan. He fucking fights giant demon Satan with like a fucking rocket launcher and murders it. Like, you know,
I would so watch that movie.
Well, that's one of the things
would have been better than this movie.
You talked about Rosemary's Baby and the whole idea of like Satan having this cult on Earth that is waiting and welcoming him, you know, and that would have been what's her name, Miriam Margolyes, and then Udo Kier, and maybe that the albino guy as well would have been right in that cult. Just have these people, but instead it just is weird where Gabriel Byrne is like, oh, is this your daughter? Is this your wife? Hey, I'm going to have sex with them and make them into this weird flesh monster, and you know, basically, and punch your head off. And,
no. He punched his fist through his head. Yeah,
it was like the story of Ricky, you know. And I'm just like, why are you doing that to your own acolytes? You know, you should have this whole group of people that are just like, oh, hail Satan, and make them part of this thing and have them be there at the end, and them preventing Arnold from, the Satan sleeping with this girl. Like, come on, it just makes logical sense.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of non-making sense bullshit in this movie, and kind of just the way it goes, I guess.
And then Rod Steiger would have been there, and he would have been the one that throws himself on a sword to prevent something bad from happening. You know, like, he's got to be like fuck Kevin Pollak, man. This has got to be the guy who's right there at Arnold's side at the end, you know? But then I say fuck Kevin Pollak whenever I think of that guy.
But he does a great Christopher Walken impersonation, Mike.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
My real wish for this movie is I wish it would have been a straightforward horror movie. A horror movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's like the dream, where you essentially have, let's write this movie. So you have Arnold Schwarzenegger fighting like a Jason-esque monster. And they're just like fist fighting each other and like beating the shit out of each other. That would be an awesome movie. They already kind of made it. It's called Predator, but that's like sci-fi. I'm talking like a straight up slasher film where it's like Arnold protecting his family like in the woods from a giant slasher or like a monster or something. Not this
you could even still, you do it as Satan, and so you have this movie, you rework this movie so that it makes more sense, and then at the end you actually have like the final fight, and it's like an actual fight between him and Satan. So you have Satan like the gigantic monster versus Arnold being a gigantic boss. Yeah. And that's it. And, you know, you work the whole movie around that premise, and then there you go.
Not this like half in the bag, half bullshit horror movie. Like, this is trying to be a horror movie, sort of. And it's like, and if you go on Wikipedia and look at like what it's classified as, it's an American fantasy action horror thriller film. Like, okay, I've already checked out after the third genre that you decided to pick.
Yeah, that's terrible.
And it wastes character actors too. Like you mentioned, Mike, Udo Kier getting his head punched through. You have CCH.
Yeah, what the fuck?
You have CCH Pounder who does nothing. You have Mark Margolis as the Pope, does nothing.
Who just is in his own other movie speaking Italian. Bring him into the action.
He's worrying about that Robert Langston character that's looking about the Da Vinci Code. That's what it felt like. It felt like completely removed from this film.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, he should have been the guy sending out the emissary to fight this, and maybe he's a friend of Schwarzenegger, or he ends up tripping up Schwarzenegger or something. But yeah, it should have had some sort of impact, because otherwise it just feels like he's in his own thing. They're speaking Italian. Who gives a fuck? Just, yeah. And CCH Pounder, that's another one where it's just like, yeah, she's a great, great actress, and it would have been awesome to have the cops, at the end of the day, they're trying to bring this about too. I mean, we've already got, Nazis in the FBI. Let's go ahead and have Satanists in the New York City Police Department. Sure, why not?
Yeah, this was a real, like you guys have said, it felt like a film that had no direction, and it never really picks one, and it wants to have it so many different ways, but you can't do that in a movie. Mm-hmm. There are very few films that can do so many different genres in one film. That's just the way it works.
Yeah. It feels like this movie never got past like the brainstorming phase. Like they just had a big whiteboard where they just were like, okay, here's the central idea. Arnold fights Satan. 1999, like we'll call it fucking End of Days. Cool. And then they're like, here's all these other cool things that we could have. And they never like took the time to cut any of that stuff out or worry about how they were going to make it work. And they just were like, fuck it. We'll just throw it all in there. It's going to be fucking cool.
But see, that's the issue. If it had gone that way, we would have gotten a better movie. But with them saying that Tom Cruise was the one that the Jericho Kane character was written for.
No, I guess that's true. Yeah.
What they ended up doing is they did what you said, but they said they put Tom Cruise in place of Arnold, and then when Arnold came on, they did not change anything to better suit Arnold's typecasting.
Yeah, they never rewrote the movie at all based on the character.
Like, I don't believe for a second that Miriam Margolyes could beat up Arnold in this universe or any universe.
But she had those like weird Satan like fingernail things, remember?
I guess that I don't know what was going on. There was so much shit going on in this movie that was like completely unexplained.
Yeah, like all of a sudden I noticed it last night, and I actually had to pause it and rewind it and play it again. Where like the apartment is burning down, and Arnold is trying to get freaking Robin Titties or whatever her name is, fucking out of the apartment, and she grabs Robin's arm, and you see she has like claws, and I was like, wait, what? Where did those come from? And so I don't know. The power of Christ is not
compels you.
Her, so I don't know.
Another unexplained thing in this film.
Yeah.
Well, you brought up inadvertently. You brought up an amazing thing there, Chris, by saying Jericho Kane. I mean, what a god-awful protagonist name that you're just never going to follow up. I mean, Jericho Kane. No one is going to comment on your name being Jericho Kane. Come on.
Sounds like a character in a Clive Barker book.
Oh, God. Well, it feels like a comic book character. I mean, it's like that horrible comic book movie that Josh Brolin was in a few years ago.
Oh, Jonah Hex.
With the girl with the horrible thumbs. Yeah, Megan Fox. Yeah.
With the horrible thumbs.
She's got terrible fingers. Anyway, yeah, she's got thumbs for all 5 fingers. It's really weird.
Oh, no.
But yeah, it's a comic book character. Jonah Hex meets Jericho Kane. Why not?
Yeah. Guys, I think we just wrote the best movie of 2017. Let's fucking go do this shit.
Josh Brolin versus Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah. Sure. And we'll do what Jonah Hex did, and we'll get like Mastodon to do the soundtrack.
Hey, let's not forget, End of Days had the first new lineup of Guns N' Roses on its soundtrack.
Oh my God, that sounds terrible.
The music in this film is terrible on top of everything else.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's a 90s movie, first of all, and all 90s movies have terrible soundtracks as far as I'm concerned.
It was new metal garbage. It's just, I'm so glad that it's dead now.
It's all that weird, like, kind of like techno, house, metal, Alanis Morissette music. That's it. That's the 90s.
Alanis Morissette.
I do want to point out, though, that every time we've said Satan on this podcast, because I want to say this is the first time we've had a podcast where we said Satan more than once. I feel like every time we say Satan, we should just like dub in Butthole Surfers afterwards. Mike knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you lost me.
But I really wish that this film had been a vehicle for Arnold. And I know that he had all those problems with the heart surgery, and then Batman and Robin came out. So people, the studios for some reason were hesitant to put him in films, which Arnold Schwarzenegger made the studios God knows how much money with Terminator.
Oh God,
and other films. And so they're like, well, you made Batman and Robin. Yeah, okay. Let's not worry about Arnold not making you money anymore.
You're only as good as your last film.
Okay, Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
This movie...
Mordecai.
Yeah. This movie made $200 million.
Holy
It is a financial success.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know why? Because Arnold was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because of the timing of the movie and the subject matter, probably.
Yeah, it was released in November of 1999, essentially a month and a couple days before the end of days.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's all tripping on, Y2K and everything, and then they have this movie that's basically pandering to that. And
it's almost like the first movie we had Mike on the Kulturecast for.
Which was what? Dylan Dog?
2012.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Pandering.
Oh, yeah, 2012.
Cashing in on a date. Yeah.
Yep. Well, the last thing I want to talk about, and this is just more of a statement. Why was Robin Tunney topless in this movie?
Why wasn't she topless more in this movie?
I mean, you're not wrong. I was watching the movie, and when she came on screen topless, I was like, wait, where did this come from?
Yeah, that felt a little out of place.
I'm all about it. I don't even care. I'm down.
I mean, she's a good-looking lady, but she can't act.
No.
So
then we need more boobs. That's, that's the easy fix.
All right, Robin, just take your top off. Don't say anything, but just walk around without your top on.
I was like, yes! And it never happened again, and I was like, this is a bummer.
To be fair, though, I don't know if I'd want to be topless around Arnold Schwarzenegger. So.
Well, she's an actress. She's not a maid.
Oh!
Somehow that is so true and so sad. Yeah. So sad.
Well, talking about the IMDb trivia, wasn't there something about an actress that Arnold farted on?
Miriam Margolyes.
Oh, that's amazing.
She's like, he farted in my face. Like, what? Oh, my God.
Arnold, you're a classy motherfucker. You know that?
Well, not only was this movie one of the last films that came out in 1999, which would have been the end of an era, it was also the last film pressed on the Laserdisc format. So,
this is officially the last one that was on Laserdisc?
Yep.
Wow.
I recently heard what the last VHS tape was, and I can't remember what that one was. Was that Speed Racer or something like that?
Speed Racer, the Wachowski brothers?
Yeah, the new one?
Yeah. Because I think VHS lasted longer than we think.
No, the last VHS film released was A History of Violence in 2006.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
all right.
Shit.
So, see, it does go a lot longer than Laserdisc did.
That's astounding.
Yeah.
I didn't even think they were making Laserdiscs in 1999.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I bought my first DVD player right around this time, and I was a holdout.
Did you have a DivX player?
I don't remember. I think I played VCDs.
The hell's that?
VCD? You don't remember that format? That was when you could take a regular writable DVD and put a movie on it. So the quality was just absolute garbage. It was usually like 2 or 3 VCDs per movie. Huh. You could find those in Chinatown like crazy. Oh, you want the latest so-and-so movie? Here you go, $1.99.
Oh, great.
That was great.
Fuck.
The other two kind of pieces of trivia that IMDb coughed up about this great American classic. There was an alternate.
It's on IMDb. It is definitely legitimate.
There was an alternate ending to the film where Schwarzenegger survives.
Crawls off of that sword.
Yeah, I guess he's resurrected by God.
Oh my God.
Like, way to take the ending of this film and just like make it even less like hard hitting. Like it gives it even less weight. It was just like, oh yeah, your family's dead, come back to life and live on Earth. That was like the one thing about this movie. The ending kind of like works because of the way that they set up everything else. It like makes sense. It's like a logical conclusion to his character's story is that he dies.
Yeah. Though you never want to see Arnold die at the end of one of his movies.
Except in Terminator.
Yeah.
And apparently, and I didn't think about this, there is another film. I know Mike doesn't like it, but I like it. There's another film that involves a villain trying to impregnate a lady on New Year's.
Is it called New Year's Eve?
Is it called Ghostbusters 2? So this movie, End of Days, is essentially Ghostbusters 2 with the devil and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Right.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Which is like astounding in so many ways. And it's about as good as Ghostbusters 2, as Mike would say.
I don't know. I haven't seen Ghostbusters 2 in a long time, but Ghostbusters 2, even without having seen it in forever, is better than this movie.
I would say that the Bobby Brown song is better than this movie, definitely.
That Bobby Brown song is amazing.
Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. They called the Ghostbusters and they're in control. Yes.
Bobby Brown, bro. Oh, God.
Playing parties for a bunch of children while all the while Slime was under the building. Yes.
Your dulcet tones make it so much better, Mike. All right. So, Mike, rating out of 5 for this film and best performance.
2, Rod Steiger.
Eric?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a solid 1.5. And Robin Tunney's side boob.
The character that was Robin Tunney's side boob.
There's no like performance in this movie that's like worth anything to even call it a performance. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's trash. Don't watch it.
I'm going to go with 2. Maybe not even 2, like 1. It is by far and away one of Arnold's worst films. If not his worst standalone where he is the main character. Because you could say, well, Batman and Robin is Arnold's worst film, but Arnold, like, he plays like a side part. He's a villain. So it's not, you know, a vehicle for him the way Terminator was. And so this film is obviously like a vehicle for Arnold in his career. This is probably Arnold's worst solo vehicle film.
Worse than 6 Day?
Yeah, because 6 Day is still like, it has some like redeeming like sci-fi stupidity. This film is just like dour, somber, boring, way too long. At least, okay, Mike, at least the 6th Day plays to Arnold's strengths as an action star. There's like action in that film, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. This movie makes Eraser look like a classic.
I kind of like Eraser. This is the podcast where Mike says he's never doing another podcast.
God, I'm trying to remember Eraser right now. I remember
You've been erased.
It's a great one.
That was him protecting the woman who was in Penthouse.
Vivica Fox? No.
No, the former Miss America who was dethroned. Vanessa L. Williams.
Yeah.
Him protecting her.
From James Caan.
Yes. So there are some great moments in it. And there's an amazing CGI alligator that comes running after him.
Your luggage. The 6th Day also has like a really great villain with Tony Goldwyn as like the guy who clones himself. And then Arnold says, why don't you go clone yourself so you can fuck yourself? It's such a great one-liner that sounds so much better coming out of Arnold's mouth than mine. Oh man, this is my least favorite Arnold film. And I've seen all of them that I would consider most people have seen. I've even seen Raw Deal, and that movie is pretty bad.
I love Raw Deal. When he puts on the Rolling Stones and is going through that scrapyard at the end and shooting all those guys. And then also when his wife throws the cake at him, you shouldn't bake and drink.
Wait, hold on. I might not be thinking of Raw Deal. I'm thinking of something else. Because Raw Deal totally has Kolchak in it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What am I thinking of? Oh, I'm thinking of like everything that isn't the first 10 minutes of Red Heat. Okay.
Oh, are you thinking of him having a naked wrestling match in the snow?
Guta! What's my Guta? And he opens up the leg and there's cocaine inside. Man. Arnold Schwarzenegger movie month could not come soon enough.
Oh my God, when is that month?
What do you guys think this film has on Rotten Tomatoes?
I would just like to pray for this rating on Rotten Tomatoes. I think that Arnold really needs a hit now, so I would say 60%.
It's going to be great. It's probably not very high, but it's because it's not me on The Apprentice.
Oh, my God. I would be surprised if it made it above 10. I would say it has like a 6.
11%.
Whoa!
Oh, damn.
An overblown thriller with formulaic action scenes and poor acting.
Wow.
Yeah, cuts him right to the core. Jesus, Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
You know what movie does have a 6% on Rotten Tomatoes that I was thinking about that blew me away was Rings.
Oh, the movie that just came out?
The one that just came out. I looked it up like last night because I was like, you know what? I'm not doing shit. Maybe I'll go see Rings by myself. And I looked it up and it had 6%. And I was like, nope.
Wow.
It has a 5% now, so.
Oh, no, it got worse.
I'm actually really glad that we did not go see that film, because you and I had talked about going and seeing it.
Yeah, that was, I was pretty against that, and I'm glad we didn't do that.
We watched Split instead. That was a good choice, so. All right, so before I talk about the next Kulturecast, Mr. White, how are things over at the Projection Booth podcast?
They are going great guns. Yeah, have a pretty solid month of very obscure films going on right now with Puzzle of a Downfall Child and Chilly Scenes of Winter, The Cars That Ate Paris. So a lot of movies that a lot of people have never heard of before. So I hope that they will still check them out.
Sounds cool. Sounds like I'm going to have to check it out. I've never heard of any of this.
Every time I've been on Mike's podcast, I watch something that I've never heard of, and I enjoy it. So that's good.
Good.
What about, there's another podcast. I don't know. What's it? The Shack Jack?
No, I think you're saying Cold Jack.
Conjack podcast?
The Conrack podcast, where we just talk about the film Conrack with John Voight. Just over Conrack minute by minute.
Oh my God. Good fellas, minute by minute. Oh
no,
that's true. That one's true.
We know.
I know. You told me about it.
I was telling Eric all about it. What about that Kolchak podcast, Mike? Isn't that that's a thing, right?
Kolchak tapes, where we talk about Kojak every single month. The bald detective. God
damn it.
The Kolchak tapes, where we talk about Kolchak, Carl Kolchak, the Night Stalker. Every month we've been looking at, for the last 2 months, we're looking at the TV movies that Kolchak was in, and then we'll be moving into the TV series here, both the old and the new one, before the year's out, before the summer actually begins. We'll be getting into that.
What about you, Eric?
Nothing to plug. Still writing music and stuff and working on things.
Nothing to plug other than your nose and how bad this movie was. P.U.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that was terrible.
Get fucked, Arnold.
Yeah, I don't know. Nothing to plug. Nothing yet. Some stuff is coming, but nothing to talk about yet.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Kulturestash. And if you like what you're hearing now, head on over to cultureshock.com/Kulturecast to check out 100 plus episodes of the Kulturecast. We are also on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and occasionally we do this bad boy live on Mixlr, so check us out there. As Mike said, I am his co-host on the Kolchak podcast, which comes out once a month, and that is always a good listen. It's a lot of fun to record, and hopefully it's just as much fun for you guys to listen to. Patreon.com/culture_shocked is where you can go to kick a couple dollars our way so that we can keep the lights on and keep giving you guys good content. And Wovoka.bandcamp.com is where you can go to listen to Eric's band Wovoka. as they snowtown your ear holes.
Oh, dude, no. Browntown.
As they browntown your ear holes.
That sounds dirty.
Snowtown is dirtier, so Browntown is a step up for sure.
Really? Browntown?
And next week, we're going to be talking about 2 films. We're going to be talking about Idiocracy, which I wonder why we'd be talking about that. No.
Why come you don't have tattoo? My favorite line in the whole movie is just Justin Long. Why come you don't have tattoo?
I don't know. My favorite Justin Long line is probably not very PC. You talk like a fag and your shit's all retarded. My wife is retarded. She's a pilot now. Justin Long is in that movie for like 5 minutes, and he's one of the best parts of that film. Fuck. So we're going to be talking about Idiocracy next week, and then later in the week, we're going to be talking about the second John Wick film. John Wick. Chapter 2.
Part 2.
Hot Shots Part 2. So yeah, make sure to check those out. And thank you to all of our listeners who have been with us since the first episode. We've come a long way since then. I've made a couple co-hosts leave because of what an egomaniacal, manipulative bastard I am. Or that's what Mike tells me.
Mm-hmm. That's what I've read.
Oh, yeah.
On the message boards.
On the trades. I read it in the trades.
That's why they're getting rid of the IMDb message boards, is just because of that.
And big thanks to you, Mike. You were on one of in the first 50 podcasts. So thank you for sticking around and thank you for being a friend.
Aw, do.
And you as well, Eric, for sitting down and talking End of Days and being my new co-host. So make sure to check out Idiocracy and John Wick next week.